If we are to try and build our communities to improve the lives of its inhabitants, then surely equal emphasis should be placed on the design of homes within these communities and their use of natural resources.
Conversation around the built environment often starts and ends with how a building looks. The King's Foundation, however, applies His Majesty's harmony philosophy, whereby people, community, quality of life and access to nature are just as important as aesthetics. Architecture should serve people and the planet alike, yet in the 20th century, man's rush to build faster and higher was prioritised over human well-being.
I think during His Majesty's lifetime we've seen the industrialization of so many different parts of our lives, whether that's agriculture or housing. And I think that there are some negative consequences which come from that type of mass industrialization. It denies something about our spirit. We've all experienced the volume housing estates that pop up all over the country, and you can be plonked from one to the other and not know where you are. Not only will you not know where you are, you won't know that you live in a vibrant, mixed, diverse society where nature is as important as anything else because we're part of nature.
Studies show that people have a lower risk of anxiety and depression if their home is within 360 metres of green space. Yet so many live surrounded by concrete in places that were built for efficiency, not for well-being. And that's where His Majesty's philosophy of harmony comes in.
We have a big housing crisis in large parts of the world at the moment, rapid urbanisation in areas that don't often have the resources of planning or construction to deal with it in a sustainable way. How do you build houses, but in a way that uses local sustainable materials, but makes them robust enough that they can deal with the weather we're now seeing, whether that be, floods, fires, hurricanes? We've got decades of experience in lots of different locations around the world. So you need built environment, you need natural environment, and then there's a very specific third element about the heritage of that environment. If you get that concept of kind of interconnectedness and thinking about the impact one element will have on another, it's quite simple, but it has pretty profound implications.
King Charles III has long believed that architecture should serve people and planet alike. Through the King's Foundation in the Duchy of Cornwall, his ideas were put into practice, creating new communities such as Nunsledden and Poundbury.
Given that we are an urban planet, it becomes ever more critical that we think about the ways in which we develop new places. Poundbury initially was only judged on how it looked, which is a very shallow way of looking at the conversation. A beautiful place that respects local identity is one part of the equation, but walkability, affordability, mixed social housing, jobs, nature, that's the full picture. The principles behind it are now really important in the way that we understand that what makes a successful and a healthy place. And that is the most important lesson of Poundbury. It's not whether this style or that style is superior. It's about, is the place a success and does it fit the vision that His Majesty has of a harmonious new place for people and the planet? And yes, it does.
And those ideas don't just apply to the UK. The King's Foundation works with communities all over the world, helping them to grow and develop, crucially without losing their harmony with nature. In Guyana, the Foundation has been working with the country's government. In Maracaibo village, local people are building a modern infrastructure with the planet's future in mind, all while retaining their rich cultural roots surrounded by the Amazon rainforest.
We are doing our part as a country and as a people to fight climate change, to ensure that we maintain our ecosystem and that we can harness what we have locally to be able to maintain those ecosystems. The team from the King's Foundation has been an integral part of our national development strategy and our low carbon development strategy in Guyana. On behalf of the President, we are really proud to be doing this with you.
Thank you everyone in the village for your tremendous hospitality. It's very special for us to be here with the team. What's coming through is this village always has done and will continue to live at one with nature, but it's not without its challenges. So I think the interesting thing is, as the country develops on its low carbon development framework and has decided very wisely not to destroy and chop down the forest, how does a community, how does your village transition to a new economy and create livelihoods and jobs? The processes that we run all over the world are always pretty similar. They start off by listening to communities, assimilating what they tell us in terms of the natural world, what's going on socially, the economics of the place, and then the physical fabric. The outcomes are completely different, obviously, as you'd expect. Our process is around integrating different areas of the world to bring them together. If you get it right, you'll make a great place that also builds an economy, is a great meeting place for social interaction, and allows the natural world to thrive. And I think that is the essence of the process.